conversation between founders. On one side, we have the founder,
Developing everyone should be curious about.
and on the other side are the founding members.
If you became India's education minister for a day,
So I think learning becomes exciting.
Today, questions will travel both sides.
I'll take out
implications?
2 seconds.
Some will be easy, some will be uncomfortable,
Into the mint. Sorry, I forgot the word.
So bright, don't come and try to shed some of this light now.
Welcome to Q.B.F, Question Between Founders. This isn't a podcast between teachers and students, rather, it's a conversation between founders. On one side, we have the founder of the Curious Club, and on the other side are the founding members who are the first curious minds helping build this club to what it's going to be and it is. Today, questions will travel both sides. Some will be easy, some will be uncomfortable, and some might not have answers at all. But that's the point. Because Curious Club was never built on answers, it was built within the foundations of questions. So pull up a chair on the founder's floor. So Q.B.F is divided into 4 rounds. So stick around to see how real learning, real questioning unfolds. Let's start with round 1, that is rapid fire to Karan Sir. This round is completely going to be based on Karan Sir. So before we begin, I want to ask a question of my own. If
All right,
Curious
go ahead.
Club
Yeah.
were to disappear tomorrow, where would you be right now and what would you be doing?
It should be another profession.
Yes.
Alright, so probably I'll be into filmmaking because I know movies and films reach millions and millions and they can inspire a lot of people, especially a lot of kids. And I would be doing some sci-fi stuff. So yeah, that's where I would like to be.
So, sir, my question to you is, what is the one thing or quality that is in Karan but not in Karan Sir?
I would say that one quality which I have, which I would want when I'm with you all is talking to you all even in more depth about the things which fascinates me in my personal life.
So, sir, what do you do in your free time? So, like, except reading and Curious Club stuff. So, like, is doom scrolling also a part of your free time?
Not doom scrolling exactly, but in my free time, I would love to watch things, especially movies and shows, but I don't get time to watch it. But yeah, reading is the one thing which I am able to do. So
Sir, do you ever get free time?
Yeah, I can follow up with that.
no, I don't think so. I mean, I try to take a time for myself, but all this is equally enjoyable for me. Like when I'm doing stuff for Curious Club and whatever I'm doing in my free time, it's like a normal regular cycle of my day for me. So I think everything which I'm doing right now is fun for me.
So, sir, what's the one skill you wish that every student learned in school?
Developing a perspective early on in your school days, and maybe teachers should tell you this, that you should have a perspective way larger than what system molds you into. Okay, like that narrowing cycle of just doing same repetitive things day in day out, year on year. You should be taught very early on that everything is very big and you are very small in it, and there is a lot to discover. And when you will grow up, you might not enjoy doing what you are enjoying doing right now. So yes, I would want all kids to have such sort of a perspective about life and when they are growing up, because all this will fade away and you'll end up doing a lot of different stuff which you will even love more. So yes.
So my question is, what inspired you to start Curious Club, and what ultimately made you decide that the Indian education system is going nowhere?
So what inspired me? A lot of things inspired me, but mainly again books, because the kind of a books which I read, they had vast amount of information, knowledge in those, but the school curriculum syllabus, it teaches you so many things. It should be taught in a better way, and I always felt that there is that huge gap in education which cannot be filled from inside the walls of the school. It can be done outside, because in school there are a lot of systems in place. You can't just go out of their way and do your own thing. But out of school, out of that mainstream education system, there can be done something. Kids can come, they can enjoy, they can have fun, and while learning, everything should be fun. Like, obviously it's a hard thing also when you all put in your efforts to learn something new. That will be everywhere, but it should be very much realistic about how things actually work, how world works, talking about it, discussing about it, and actually getting skilled with time where the world is at.
What was Curious Club almost called before it became Curious Club?
It used to be called Oasis because I wanted to create a place in a desert-like education system called Oasis where things would be different, and yeah, it's a start. But yeah,
So
I
just
called it
one-
club now, Curious Club, because I want clubs are always there for adults, not partying club, but such clubs like we have in Kota, also Kota Club, and such clubs are everywhere. So similarly, I wanted a club for kids.
So now we know quite a bit about Karan Sir, and I think it's time to flip the cards.
Yes, so now it's my turn where I'll be doing rapid fire on all of you. So be ready for my questions. Nigel, my first question is to you. What's something you have learned outside school that was more useful than something you learned inside school?
So my personal skills, soft skills and green skills that I learned by conducting workshops, by handling different events, that is when I learned my soft skills. And I think that school could have never taught me by basic debates, inter-school debates or inter-house debates. So that's why I took it on a personal level and I did it by myself. So that thing helped me more.
Yeah, pretty. So my next question is to Vivan. Okay, Vivan. So if you could instantly become an expert in one thing, what would it be?
Public speaking, sir.
My next question is to Iria. Iria, what topic can you talk about for hours without getting bored?
So probably music in movies.
Huh.
I love talking about it and I really enjoy it.
All right. Moving to Nehal next. What's something everyone should be curious about?
So, like, I am interested in space, arts, and music. I love playing piano and all this.
All right. So you think everyone should be interested about such things outside? Okay.
Yes.
Moving. So Adiv, what's one invention you wish existed?
So like one invention that would be really cool to have would definitely be one of the guitars from Nocturne. They're really futuristic and would be really handy if you like forgot your main guitar or something. So yeah.
All right. That's very Adiv. Next is Sarvin. So Sarvin, if you could spend a day with any person, living or dead, who would it be?
So the one person I would really like to be with is Albert Einstein. So he's really smart and we can talk the whole day about quantum technology and his unidentified field theories.
All right. That's very Sarvin.
Okay, we have heard some fun and interesting questions in this round, and I think it's time to dig deeper into how you guys think education should happen in this country and how it is going to be in the future. So, moving on to round 3, the education we would build. This round will consist of 6 questions and each of you will ask one question. Okay? So, this we are calling it a chain round where you will ask a fellow mate one question. Alright? And basically, over here we are sharing our opinions about education system and how it should be done. So, my first question would be to Savin. One thing school should stop doing.
So I think that schools should stop giving so much homework. Plus, they should stop teaching fixed syllabus. Instead, they should leave space for exploration and new ideas. So my next question is to Vivan. So my question is, one thing schools should start doing.
So the one thing schools should start doing is revolutionizing. You can check a car 100 years ago. You can check a telephone 100 years ago, everything has revolutionized. But a school from 100 years ago and a school from today is just the same.
That's such a nice answer.
My next question is to Adif. Adif, if you became India's education minister for a day, what's the first rule you'd change?
Okay, so first things first, I'm completely removing all methods of rote learning, memorizing, and everything, because like the way you look at it, the current system just tests your memorization skills, not your intellect, problem solving, or any reasoning. Thank you. And then after that, maybe I'll implement some changes to schools. Change some syllabus, ask them to maybe teach topics in a fun way so that children don't get bored or just zone out during classes like I used to. And and then I guess I would just add. I would like schools to maybe add some sort of fixed physical activities that children can do, because in many institutes you don't really see any form of physical activities. You just see them make children grind and just study like all day. So I guess I would do way more changes, but right now these are the only ones I can think of. So yeah, that's all. So my next question is to Iria. What makes learning exciting?
So I think learning becomes exciting when you have that inner rush that yeah, I'm gonna learn something new instead of just memorizing that what's written and I just have to learn it and then write it in the answer sheet. It's like the feeling when you get the feeling that yeah, I'm gonna learn something new, I'm gonna explore something new. That feeling makes learning fun.
So these were our ideas on how education can transform, how it can be changed, and what it should be like. So basically our opinions on education. But what about Karan Sir? What do you think? So my question to you would be, if you have to describe your dream school, what would it be?
I want schools to be more equal. Okay, in schools, what generally happens is the kids who excel in their academics, they are given even more importance year on year, and they keep getting better. But the mediocres one and the ones who get left out, they just keep dragging behind and behind, and then there comes a time where those kids are not given any sort of importance or barely any importance, but those who were given importance, they'll sit on the front benches and they'll just keep excelling in their studies, and everyone, even the parents of the other kids, will set them as the example for their kids, and that is something, a very sick culture in the classrooms. which
Like
should
as a
not be there.
benchmark?
Yeah, as a benchmark, but just through the lenses of academics, and even teachers would talk about that, about those limited kids, that they're good, they're this, they are that, but not about the ones who are, just creating some chaos, and they will be labeled as so-called inga kuch nahi ho sakta. So yeah, that is the thing. And education, a good education should also be approachable to many people. Okay, it should not be very expensive, how we are seeing it everywhere, what it's becoming. So yes, these 2 points are my top.
All right, I completely agree with that point. But then again, if the institutions are promising an elite level of tuition, okay, then why don't they, propose a curriculum that has inculcated sorts of AI in it, okay, practical work in it,
Yeah.
and not just for the namesake of it, which NEP is doing currently.
Because the problem is not where, the NEP or as such these top institutions which you see, or the schools which charge a lot of fees to the parents and the kids to tutor them. Problem is in the implementation. Like, there are hundreds of numbers of staff members in each and every school. Are they skilled enough to implement whatever policies are being made at the top level? Are there systems in place where these teachers or these staff members are being trained for what should be done? I don't think so, because we have not seen it during, the computer era, where there was, you all have subjects called computer, where you have to memorize such things like input, output, HTML and all those things.
Yeah.
But what about the practicals? And even if you go to the practicals, your computer labs, your school, your teachers, they'll just read those books which are given to them, the same books which you have, just a little more, and they'll just give you a lesson in like 20 minutes, and that's it. It's gone. So yes, I think implementation and the training of teachers is most essential thing, and system should focus on it.
That's the advice a lot of schools should take instead of just talking about it. The idea of education getting better is easier, but working on it is not. Trust me. And I believe that there are people working on it and some are still thinking. Moving to round 4, the final round. This is the curiosity round where there's going to be fun and unexpected questions to Karan Sir. So, starting with me. So, Karan Sir, ever since I've joined the Curious Club, there's just one question that keeps popping in my head for you. That is, what's a question you've always wanted an answer to?
When I was of your age,
Yes, sir.
it was just like, how you all have such questions like, from where did we come from, where did the life emerge? So similarly, my question was, from where did life come from where did we emerge, we came on the scene. So yeah, this was my question for very, very long.
So, did you consult anybody for this question? Any of your
I
teachers,
tried to
mentors?
ask, the teachers in the school, or but very later on, I started, seeing all this, like the emergence of life from single cellular organisms to today where we are. So the reasoning at home, parents would say, Bhagwan ne banaya, and in school, teachers would focus on your biology lesson or academics. But as I grew up, I started learning about, Darwin and all these people. And this was the most plausible answer, which I consider it right now.
So, what you're trying to say is, more than the rectification wala answer that the dogmas and formulas of the
Yes.
society give us,
Yeah.
you rather found your answer in the books
Yes,
written by
in the-
philosophers, by open-minded people,
Yes, in the science,
in the science
I
of
would
it.
say. Like the
Amazing.
science has given me the best answer for how life would have come. Theories can be hundreds and thousands, but a best connected way of seeing where we stand today can be looked from a scientific perspective and where even we are headed.
Cool, sir. Must say yes.
So, sir, my question to you is it ethical to exploit the market inefficiencies for profit or passion, even if it hurts competitors or consumers?
So for your question, Vivan, I would say exploitation of any kind is bad. Okay, if we know that we are exploiting the inefficiencies, in your case, of the market, is bad, and because of that, we can see all around us, from like our governance to the companies wherever. So we can see, because of those loopholes, people try to exploit those loopholes for their sake of profit, okay, so that they can get out few more pennies out of it. We see corruption everywhere, and that corruption has led to such inefficient system in which we all have to live, and the reason for the so slow progress in the society.
So, but isn't that what you are doing? Like, not for profit but for passion. You are finding loopholes in the market of education system.
Oh, that's, you said exploitation for profit. I'm not
I
doing
said profit or passion. I stated that profit or passion, and I think Q.B.F is your passion.
It is, yeah, like it is my passion. It is more than passion. It is what the world needs right now and the education needs right now. That's how I would look at it. And I'm not exploiting anyone for it. I'm just trying to give out a better system which can be there. Others can see to it, look up to it, and try to implement some of the things from the Curious Club into the schools, maybe, where the masses will keep going there for next decades and decades. So yes, exploitation is very different than trying to improve a system.
So, sir, my question to you is, what is a piece of criticism you received that hurt you but ultimately turned out to be helpful and accurate?
Okay, so for this one, I would say the criticism which I have always received, and maybe till now also, it's that I don't stick to one thing in my life. Like, I don't stick to doing one thing in my life. I keep hopping around, doing this and that. And that is true, for other people, because like society and parents want us to, just set on doing one thing and work for that utopian future settled life, where even if your headspace is not good when you grow up, and just have that financially decent life. So yes, that was the criticism, but it has taught me a lot, hopping from one thing to other thing. It has given me a perspective for which I feel way, way happy about it, how I look at things, and all these, small things which matter a lot for people, for society, they literally does not to me. I don't bother myself with all of it, because life is way bigger, and I just keep saying it again and again. We are way, way smaller in it. So yes, this is my answer.
So, sir, my question is, if looking deeper into space means looking further back in time, can we ever see the absolute beginning of the universe?
So yeah, if we look at anything like these lights over here, or if I see any one of your face, okay, so there's sort of a time gap when I'm seeing you and when my brain is figuring out, okay, it's Nehal, it's Surya. So similarly, we have given it a name, light speed, and this light speed has a name in space called light years, because that's the time a light would take to reach us. So for example, the closest star is like 4.5 light years away from us. Similarly, all the stars are at light distance. Similarly, we call universe 13.8 billion light years old, because from that far we can see light is coming to us. But that is not the end. That is just a spot from where light is traveling to us. Okay? But that light is traveling in the universe itself. But that universe is expanding itself because of dark energy, which I have mentioned in a class also, because space expands because of there is some sort of invisible energy in it. So that light might be farther, like 2-3 times farther than that. So universe is way, way bigger than what we give it a number, but it just, in a practical sense, we can measure it through 13.8 billion light years away. So that's the point, and I literally just don't know what might be happening over there, because that's the start of everything.
Alright, so my question is, if we discover tomorrow that we are 100% living inside a highly advanced virtual reality simulation, would that change how you live your life, or would it just not matter?
I would say it'll completely change the way I see almost everything, because right now we feel that we are in control of whatever we are doing. Even I'm walking, I'm coming here, whatever I'm doing. But the moment I get to know about that we are in a matrix, okay, I'm being controlled through some sort of a code or some sort of a creator. Okay, so it will obviously change, and I would then want to know what is this system where I have been programmed to do whatever. But then I would be like, even that creator of this simulation want me to think about it. So it will be an endless loop, and I don't think so I'll be able to figure out what that simulation is. And it's a paradoxical question, I would say.
Yeah, honestly, it's kind of like depressing to think about, like.
It is very
If
depressing.
you think anything, you would still live the life.
We would live, but we will get this knack in our head, okay, that we don't have a free will. So yes, Adev, that's my take on this one.
Okay.
So my question is, if money, like religion, is just a shared belief, what happens if all of us stop believing in it?
I'm thinking. Okay, let's start. So if
There won't be any government.
no, so Savin, my answer for your question is, everything is a belief system. Like, we as humans have created this society, so we live in this society. I would say, if these beliefs of money and religion would go, some other beliefs would replace it. Because without making a meaning of an unmeaningful thing, we can't come up with a system. And those systems are such things which keeps our society together, our systems together. And if money, in today's sense, however we treat it as a paper money or whatever, it would be replaced by some sort of a different exchanging mechanism, how barter was replaced gradually with money. So, and now we are seeing digital currency, bitcoins and cryptocurrencies. So yes, there will always be some sort of economic exchange mechanism, because that is what is required to give us what we want, and without getting what we want, we will just kind of go on wars. And
So this was Q.B.F, fun, quirky and honest. Today you saw questioning happening on both ends of the learning journey at Curious Club, and that is the sailor himself with his crew members. So signing off as your orator for today's show, Nigel Fernandez. Take care, stay safe.